Today we're setting up a new shrimp tank for some rare and special Caridina shrimp. Not long ago I was contacted by Shrimp Factory and they generously offered me some free shrimp for the video, and I would never say no to free shrimp. Shrimp Factory is a relatively new company based in the UK, established earlier this year. They specialized in high-grade Caridina shrimp sourced from Taiwan, Vietnam and Singapore, with a wide selection of unique and high-quality shrimp available on their website. So if you are in the UK and looking for some high-grade Caridina shrimp or shrimp-related products, be sure to check out their website. The link is in the description. But first things first, we need to make a perfect shrimp tank for them. Let's get started. I made this tank with two custom-made acrylic UGF boxes, and I attached a piece of sponge to the side of each box so I could wedge them against the back of the tank without leaving any gaps on the sides. Having two UGFs should make changing the soil much easier in the future. I can simply replace the soil in one UGF while keeping the other running, which helps preserve most of the beneficial bacteria that live in the soil. First, I added a small layer of Easter pH 5.5 soil at the bottom of the UGFs, and I filled the rest with AD Amazonia version 1 soil. I had quite a good result mixing these two soils in the past, so I decided to try it again. Then I placed a thin layer of soil at the front of the tank, and I sprinkled some dead shrimp bacterial powder on top to help establish a healthy ecosystem. Now all that is left to do is to add some water. I used RODI water remineralized with GH Plus minerals. Adding some GH Plus will reduce the risk of water getting cloudy or green during the cycle. This is how this tank looks after 1 month. You can see we don't have much of the algae here, and this is because this time I decided to add a lot of snails in the beginning, and they did a good job cleaning this tank from all types of algae. And now it's time to remove all the snails, we don't need them anymore here. Next, I tested the ammonia levels and I found a small amount still in the tank, so I did a large water change to reduce it as much as possible before we're adding some shrimp here. After a massive water change, I added some wood and moss to the tank, and I'm sure you guys know that they're both beneficial for the shrimp. They provide extra surface for biofilm to grow, and the moss is also a good spot for babies to hide and feel safe. And for the test shrimp, I choose some simple Caridina from my neighboring tank that look like crystal black or super crystal black shrimp. They came from mixing a super crystal red female with a black galaxy tiger male. I was just curious to see what I could get from that mix, and here you go, all of these black and white shrimp are the babies from that mix. And since I didn't want to leave them here and cross back with super crystal reds, I decided to use them to test out our new tank. Alright, so here I have a mix of crystal blacks and super crystal black shrimp. Very cute young juveniles, take a look at them guys. They're just about to go into this tank and they're gonna be here for at least 1 month just to keep this tank clean before it's fully cycled. They're also gonna add some biolot to this tank, and at the same time we're gonna use them as a test shrimp just to make sure the tank is okay before we add some expensive shrimp here. So let's put them inside now. In the past, I used to add expensive shrimp directly in the fresh newly cycled setups without testing them first, and I often end up losing a lot of good shrimp. After that, I told myself it would be better to test my tanks with the cold shrimp first. You know guys, the problem is that the new setups are often unstable, and it might take up to 4 months for them to fully mature and become a healthy ecosystem. It's been 6 weeks from my last update and I didn't do anything to this tank. I just completely forgotten about it. I didn't do water change, I didn't feed the shrimp. So let's see how this tank doing now. Hey guys, this is our tank. This is how it looks after 6 weeks. You can see the moss is growing absolutely fantastic at the back, and we have plenty of algae and biofilm growing on the surface. That means we have lots of natural food for our shrimp in this tank. And speaking of shrimp guys, they're doing absolutely fantastic here. Just take a look at them. They're very active, they're very happy. If you remember when we put them here, they used to be a juvenile, so now they became young adults. Another great news guys, the shrimps already started to breed and I found 1 or 2 buried females here. That means we have a perfect environment for our Caridina shrimp here. I'm very pleased with this tank guys, and now it's totally safe to replace the shrimps with expensive ones. So guys, let me quickly show you this rack. You can see I have 3 more tanks which are currently cycled now, and the cycle is almost completed, so they've been cycled for about 7 weeks I would say. And you can see we have plenty plenty of green dust algae inside. So these tanks are looking really mature. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do 90% of water change because I haven't changed any water during the cycle, and then I'm gonna place all of the shrimp into this tank. This way I'm gonna test this tank as well before I add some expensive shrimp. So this shrimp's gonna be my test shrimp. They're very hardy and we have some buried females, so hopefully we're gonna see some babies in this tank. And then we're gonna add some expensive shrimp here, which should be arriving today. I'm very excited, cannot wait to see them. Alright, so I took all the shrimps from this tank, and this tank is now empty and ready for expensive shrimp. Hey guys, take a look at these little shrimps here. We have 2 buried females and I'm very excited to see little babies in this tank. So the mission is the same here. They're gonna test this tank, they're gonna keep it clean, and they're gonna help it to mature before we're adding some expensive shrimp here. So now let's put them inside their temporary home. Guys, I'm very excited now because any moment the postman should turn up at my front door and bring me a parcel with expensive shrimp. Oh, that should be him. Let's open the door. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Shrimps.
Shrimps, yeah, I was
Fresh
waiting
shrimps.
for that, yes.
Well, you're gonna eat them. You're gonna eat them. I just need a name of this picture.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Jeez, why people think I'm eating shrimp? The shrimps just arrived and I'm very excited, and the postman was very curious why I have a shrimp in the post, because he saw the label here on the box, urgent delivery, shrimp is inside, and the little pictures of the shrimp. So the shrimps came from Shrimp Factory, and thank you Shrimp Factory for sending the shrimps to me, and it should be very expensive shrimp inside this box, so I'm very excited. Let's open them up and see what we got. Look at them, guys. We have a little sticker with the company name here, and the shrimp's called Snowballs. I'm gonna give you a little bit more details about the shrimps later in the video, so now let's put them in the acrylic box and properly look at them. So here we have a 12 Snowballs Caridina shrimp. They are very new shrimp and not many people have them, so I'm very pleased to have them in my collection. So now let's drip acclimate them and put them in their new home. Before I release shrimp to the tank, I decided to properly look at them, and to my surprise, I found one buried female there. That's really good news, because if we're lucky, we might find some babies in this tank in just a few weeks. We finally got our shrimp inside our new tank, and look at them, guys. They're so beautiful. Sorry, I think I called them snowballs before by mistake, but their name is actually snowfalls. So basically they are galaxies, but they have been bred for particular patterns that takes years to achieve. That's why they are so rare and special. So now I'm going to let them settle in this tank, and hopefully they will start breeding here very soon. It's been 6 weeks since we added shrimp to this tank, and look at it, guys. I think it looks awesome. The shrimp are doing absolutely fantastic, and the good news is they already started breeding. Most of the females are carrying eggs. Just look at these buried mamas here. They are beautiful. You know, it's actually very easy to spot high-grade shrimp by simply looking at its legs. Sometimes you might have a very good looking shrimp, but the legs may be transparent or pale. That's not ideal. The legs also should be bright and colorful. And guys, remember that buried female in the beginning? Well, she managed to hatch her eggs, and now we have a few little babies in this tank. That's really good news. You might notice there is not much algae on the glass, and that's because of the snails. There are still quite a few of them here, and they're scraping the algae off the glass. You saw that I tried to remove them before, but I probably missed some, and they must lay some eggs already. I'm okay with that though. In fact, since the water here is slightly acidic, it dissolves calcium in their shells, making them an easy target and a tasty meal for the shrimp. One day the shrimp can easily penetrate the shells and eat the snails alive. So the shrimp kind of control the snails population, and what I noticed as the shrimp colony grows, they eventually will manage to wipe out the snails completely. At this point, I'm not too concerned about removing them. The tank is doing great, the shrimp are thriving, and if it's not broken, there is no need to fix it. Once again, I want to thank the Shrimp Factory for sending this beautiful shrimp, and I also want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop me a like and subscribe for more content like this. Love you all, have a great day.